Hi everyone, in this video I'll be going through chapter 10 trigo functions, worksheet number 4, meaning what are reciprocal functions and how do we use them. So for this worksheet you'll learn 3 new trigo functions. We have learned the 3 basic trigo functions which are sine, cosine and tangent. But in this case over here we will learn 3 new functions which is simply the reciprocal of sine, cosine and tangent. So what does reciprocal mean? Let's say if I have secant theta is defined as 1 over cosine theta. Okay. If I have cosecant is just defined as 1 over sine theta. Okay. And the last one, cotangent, is defined as 1 over tangent theta. Okay, and you note that there is a condition here whereby cosine theta and tangent theta cannot be 0. Why? It's because now that I have a reciprocal function in a fraction, denominator cannot be 0. If not, the fraction is not defined. So therefore, it is stated clearly that here, the denominator can never be equal to 0. Alright, so in this case over here, you might find it, how do I remember? Secant is cosine, cosecant is sine, etc. Always remember, we always look at the third letter for cosecant, secant, and cotangent. So over here, just look at the third letter. You can see that secant, third letter is C. So therefore, this is 1 over cosine theta. Okay, for cosecant, third letter is S. So therefore, I get 1 over sine theta. And cotangent, third letter is T. So T is 1 over tangent theta. So always remember, you can write down so you remember as well. Look at the third letter to help you remember better. Okay. Okay, alright, so now let's look at questions that involve reciprocal functions. Let's look at example 1. Okay, given that sine A is 1 over Q and angle A is acute. So angle A is acute, meaning that it lies in the first quadrant. Okay, find express cotangent and secant A. Alright, so let's draw out the diagram first. If A lies in the first quadrant, I can now draw out the diagram. Right angle triangle here. Okay. Oops. Maybe I'll draw better. Yeah. Angle A here. Okay. A lies in the first quadrant, meaning this is A. For sine A to be 1 over Q, it means that my opposite length is 1. Hypotenuse is Q. So therefore, over here, this length here by Pythagoras theorem, this is simply square root of Q square minus 1. Okay. By Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so therefore from here, I can now obtain, since this is in the first quadrant means my sine, cosine, tangent is all positive. This means that from this diagram here, okay, sine A is 1 over Q, cosine A is over here, Q square, square root of Q square minus 1 over Q, then tangent A opposite over adjacent, this is 1 over square root of Q square minus 1. Okay, I'll usually write this down so that these are basic information I can use in order to solve the question. Alright, so now let's look at the part. We are supposed to find cotangent A and secant A. Very simply, cotangent A. I know that this is defined as 1 over tangent A. Remember, look at the third letter, 1 over tangent A. So since tangent A is 1 over square root Q square minus 1, this means that cotangent A is the reciprocal of tangent A. In this case, it will be simply square root of Q square minus 1. Okay, and this is your answer for cotangent A. Next part, secant A. Secant A, look at the third letter, this is 1 over cosine A. Okay, so this means that it is a reciprocal of cosine A. This means that this is equal to, if you find it hard to visualize, let me rewrite this for you. 1 over square root of Q square minus 1 over Q. Okay, so over here, how do I get rid of the fraction in the denominator? I multiply Q to both the numerator and denominator. My numerator will become Q over denominator. If I multiply a Q, I'm just left with square root Q square minus 1. Okay, but of course, as you know, in A math, we don't leave our answers in square root form. Okay, so over here, I will need to simplify this by rationalization. Multiply square root Q square minus 1 to the numerator and denominator. Okay, square root q square minus 1. Final answer should be simply q times square root of q square minus 1 over q square minus 1. And this is your answer for secant A. Alright, let's now look at example number 2. Okay, example number 2. Given that A is between 0 to 180 degrees and tangent A is negative 3 over 4, find cosecant, secant, and cotangent A. Okay, so first let's identify the quadrant angle A lies in. The first information here tells us that A lies in the first or second quadrant. Okay, next part. Tangent A is a negative value. We draw our ASTC again to visualize. ASTC. For tangent to be negative, it must lie either in the second or fourth quadrant. Okay. So therefore, let me write it over here. A lies in the second or fourth quadrant. So therefore, this means that, therefore, A must lie in the second quadrant. Okay, so now we can now draw out the diagram. Okay, over here, based on this second quadrant. Okay, let me see. Okay. Okay, in the second quadrant, I can now draw my reference angle. This is my reference angle here. Okay, based on this portion here. Okay, I know that if tangent A is negative 3 over 4, this means that based on this angle here, opposite length is 3, adjacent length is 4. So therefore, the hypotenuse here by Pythagoras theorem, this is simply 5. Okay, so this means that based on this triangle here, tangent, based on the reference angle, tangent alpha is remember, it's a notation for a reference angle, is 3 over 4. Sine alpha, based on the reference angle, is opposite over hypotenuse, 3 over 5. And cosine alpha, based on the reference angle, is 4 over 5. So converting reference angle to the angle A, this means that in the second quadrant, only sine is positive. So therefore, this means that tangent A is negative 3 over 4. Sine A is positive 3 over 5. And cosine A is equal to negative 4 over 5. Okay, so over here, to find, therefore very simply, to find cosecant A. Let's start by cosecant A. Cosecant A is the inverse 1 over sine A. Remember, look at the third letter. So therefore, since sine A is 3 over 5, cosecant A is simply 5 over 3. Okay, next one. Secant A, by the third letter, secant A is 1 over cosine A. Therefore, it is the inverse of negative 4 over 5. This is simply negative 5 over 4. Okay, and the last one, cotangent A. Cotangent A is equal to 1 over tangent A. Okay, and as I know that tangent A is negative 3 over 4, this means that 1 over tangent A is negative 4 over 3. Alright, and this is for example number 2. Okay, now let's look at the last example, example number 3. Okay, given that cotangent A is equal to negative P over 2 where A is obtuse. Okay, express secant A in terms of P. So let's look at the information given by the question first. Okay, if cotangent A is negative P over 2, we convert it to the basic trigo angles that we know. This means that tangent A is equal to negative 2 over P. Okay, so over here based on this, okay, and since I know that over here A is obtuse as well, this means that therefore, okay, this tells us that A lies in the second quadrant. Okay, so if I go back to drawing the triangle out first, okay, in the second quadrant here, I draw out the triangle. Not right angle, yeah. Okay, if I were to draw out my right angle triangle now, in the second quadrant, this is my reference angle. Okay, tangent alpha, in this case, it's 2 over P. Okay, so second quadrant, opposite over adjacent. This means that this is 2 over P. Okay, therefore by Pythagoras theorem here, this will be square root of 2 square plus p square, which is simply 4 plus p square. Okay, therefore this means that over here, cosine alpha is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse p over square root of 4 plus p square, and sine alpha based on the reference angle is 2 over 4 square root of 4 plus p square. Okay, so therefore in the second quadrant by ASTC, only sine is positive, the rest are negative. So this means that tangent A equals to negative 2 over p. Cosine A in the second quadrant is negative p over square root of 4 plus p square. And the last one, sine A is equal to positive 2 over square root of 4 plus p square. Okay? So over here, therefore, to answer the question, okay, find secant A. I know that secant A is simply equals to 1 over cosine A. So this means it is the inverse of cosine A. Your final answer to the question is simply, this is equal to negative square root of 4 plus p square over p. And this is your answer for example number 3. Alright. Okay, so with that, we have concluded this worksheet example. This worksheet just means to introduce to you the 3 new reciprocal functions which you must know from here onwards, and we'll learn how do we use them moving forward from here. Okay, so if you're okay, please complete the assignment questions, these 2 questions from the textbook as the homework for this worksheet. And this will be the end of this video.